my dear YouTube community. I'm back again with another video, and what I would like to talk about today is about forgiveness. Forgiveness is a huge factor in inner healing and in creating leadership with yourself, with your relationships, or in the working environment. So I want to point out just a couple of points. Actually, it's like 4 or 5 points which I think are really important and to fit into this video, which are about what forgiveness is not, how to change your focus, how to get off fixed expectations, to get from victim to hero, and to develop a new vision, not only about the entire aspect you are trying to forgive, but also about your entire life. And I want to talk about reaffirming or affirming what you want to live. All right, we're going. What it is not. Many people think that when you are holding an accusation story, and this is how you can know that you are not forgiving, that you haven't forgiven against somebody, like a story you constantly repeat, like a situation, like a brief thing, or like an entire life relationship, be it with your parents, with a partner, with your kids, be it with whomever. You choose it. Also being it possibly with somebody in your working environment. So when you're having a story which you constantly repeat, which is about you did to me, you have done to me, you this and that. So there's a deep accusation and a deep repeating of the story inside your mind. This is like a clear indication that you have not forgiven a certain person, or the person you would possibly also like to forgive, because usually people know when they haven't forgiven. What is not forgiving? Forgiving is not to think that bad things which have happened would be afterwards okay, or that you would let it pass through, or that people afterwards could, let's say, run over you again, or hurt you, or be just inappropriate with you. This is not forgiving. Forgiving means that you get rid of this, I call this sack on your shoulder, which is about the whole accusation story, and that you let go of this, because it's a real burden you're carrying around with you, and you know when you do. Actually, you sometimes don't, and sometimes it happened to me in the beginning, before I was getting into forgiveness, that I was watching this TV show, and on this TV show that like somebody was saying, so, and haven't you forgiven, and I was like, oh my God, this person is talking to me. So I noticed that I had to forgive. So it'll come to you if you're on a path of inner development and of inner healing. Focus. When you have focused in this very specific relational story where you have not forgiven on how much it hurt, how much bitterness it created, how much you were like not being treated well from this person, then this is where you are gonna be. Actually, you're gonna be stuck in this entire accusation story of how bad you felt and how much of a victim you felt this person converted you into. And that's the trick. I mean, that's the entire trick about forgiveness. If you understand that somebody did something to you and it was not right, and it was not to be repeated, and it was wrong, and the person possibly knew that he or she made this error, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you while you keep on creating this story in your mind and keep on generating this chemical of bitterness, of unforgiveness, of darkness inside of your soul. to just reiterate that this was wrong and they have done to you, and that it should be time that they should now come to you to ask you for, to forgive them. And it's possibly not going to happen. And this is the trick about the entire forgiveness story, that there is a point where you need to recognize that this not forgiveness, is intoxicating you by constantly re-emerging it and constantly, let's say, having it flowing through your blood, through your body, okay, because it does create a chemical reaction inside of your body. And to understand that you need to change your focus. This is point 2, after understanding what it doesn't, what it isn't, and that it hurts you and that you want to forgive, that you need to change your focus off of, you did this to me, you hurt me, you were doing this intentionally, and focusing on getting into a mood, let's say, of forgiveness, and getting into a spirit of forgiveness, which includes basically and really importantly to understand, to switch focus from let's say beautiful things, loving things, of ideas about forgiveness, of holy things. Each time you switch this focus, this is the moment when you have forgiven for just a moment, and these are the moments you want to amplify in your experience of forgiveness, right? So you have to learn to switch focus. It's like switching the TV, like switching from looking, I'm standing here in front of a window, like looking into the camera, and switching to look outside the window and seeing on the main market where I'm living here, like beautiful things happening, maybe like a little doggy walking around there, or maybe a mother with a baby and they're all tender with each other, and I'm getting all these tender emotions in my heart. And this is the moment where I have not only forgiven, but this is also the moment where I have changed my focus, where I have changed my cognition. Forgiveness is, let's say, I would say a pure cognitive effort to change your entire emotional world inside of you. Emotions are not here to stay and are not here to determine us, okay? Emotions are here to be evaluated, to be looked at, and hopefully in the end being released as a result of a cognitive examination of them. Next step. When we can't forgive, or when we notice that we haven't forgiven, there is a moment where we keep on insisting on a story, where we insist that rules have been broken, that fixed expectations have been broken, and those expectations are good and are beautiful and are clean to have, that mothers have to be loving, that dads have to be responsible, that husbands hopefully are faithful, and all these little small stories about how I have expected you to behave in the first place with me. So when I understand that those rules, that I can't enforce those rules on everybody, not even on anybody, not even on myself, because I have failed, to be kind with people, to be loving with people, to be responsible with people. And when I understand that it is like basically even me having disappointed people, having having not lived up to the expectations of other people, then I understand that it is, and I expected this other person to forgive me, then I understand that it is my task now to forgive the person I'm writing and overwriting and overwriting and writing an accusation story, which is really intoxicating me because it all the time triggers all these negative feelings of anger, of depressive thoughts, of disappointment, of bitterness in the end. And I don't want to be there. I don't want to live in this place. You don't want to live there. When I have understood that my fixed expectations didn't get me to any place really productive in my process of going on, because I also figured out that this person which has offended me is almost like, let's say, like it's like this big old balloon, which is like put all over my life and which is like influencing my entire life. And I will see in this process that it is actually like getting me stuck on many projects I'm having, because it binds my emotions and it binds this negative story inside my head and inside my heart. And I can't keep going with my life and with relating without forgiving and then getting off all this baggage. Which does that mean? Which does all this mean to me? Getting from this victim role into a hero position. This is the next step. While I still tell the story of what you have done to me, which is correct. You did this to me, it was very hurtful to me. I need to write this down or write this out or tell this story once and for all, completely, as detailed as possible, either to myself, but hopefully to one person who understands me. And from this point, understanding that this entire story, this entire insisting on how you treated me in this basic assumption, you did this to me and you did this on purpose, let's put it like this, converted me into a victim, into a constant position of a victim where I expect this person to come back and to ask me to forgive this person. And only then, if I am generous, I can move on with giving away this baggage or giving it back to the person who has given it to me. And that's a lie. It's just not like that, okay? So I need to get out of this accusation story. I need to get a hold of my emotions, understand this is what happens, and I need to let go of this baggage of emotions, although they were justified. But just understanding I can't reinforce rules or fixed expectations concerning the behavior of somebody on people. This makes me understand, for me, in order to get out of the position of the victim and into a position of the hero, where I let go of these negative emotions, where I let go of the accusation story, and where I let go of a position I was getting myself into, of being this total victim, which can only be happy when this other person will ask for forgiveness. Excuse me. Look at this. That happens to me. When you understand, you need to get out of this victim position into a hero position by managing your own emotions and not expecting somebody else to be there for you, to clear things up for you. It is good to have people of support who would do this for you and with you. then you get into a new vision of your life, of no longer sitting there and asking somebody to make your life now, and getting out as a person who was overcoming an offense, a very heavy burden, a possibly a really straining relationship, or maybe a way of growing up which hasn't left you with much possibilities, or which hasn't given you much opportunities in life, and getting into a new vision of your life where you say, despite of this having been done to me, I'm again in this, you did this to me, despite of this fact that this happened, I will now, since I let go of the story, now that I told the story, that I was empathic with myself, that I hopefully would have found some person who would say, oh my goodness, how could this have been? How could you survive that? How could this person have treated you this way? Somebody who's just really feeling with me and do the jump, from victim to hero, and get into a new vision of your life, of despite of all what happened to you, you want to do now with your life, where you want to be, where you want to go, which skills you want to develop. And maybe because of this dark spot which has been in your life, maybe this has equipped you with skills, with ways of dealing with emotions, ways of communicating, ways of, I always call it like, put on your armor, and being strong for what you want to stand up for what you want to fight for. And by reaffirming this vision of yourself, now set goals for yourself and follow up on those goals in little steps in a way that you can see progress. And be thankful, be thankful for whatever you find in life. Stop entering this bitterness, stop entering this, you have done to me, and now since this was done to me, you are all responsible for how my life keeps on going or not going. No, it's not like that. If you are in this position, you're just going to get stuck and be stuck and be stuck and be stuck and be stuck. And your relationships are not going to flourish, and your projects are not going to flourish. You need to let go. This is like this baggage which is like holding you back, okay? Reaffirming your goals, like your new vision, your new reaffirm this in your head, how you want to be detailed about it, be detailed of what you want to reach, be detailed of about how you want to live, how you want to feel, how you want to relate, how you want to communicate, how you want to deal with your emotions, and which projects now, and maybe despite of all the hurt you were living, you are called to do in life. If you like to subscribe to this channel, I'm starting up on YouTube videos. I'm christinajunge. I'm a love and leadership mentor. I'm a licensed psychologist, and I lived 20 years in Latin America and some years in the United States. Living back now in Germany since 7 years. I am still loving to reconnect to the English-speaking community, being so used to it, though still struggling now somehow. And hit the like button if you like this, if you want to support me, I appreciate it. And if you want to comment down below, I would be really grateful to understand that we are in contact and being a little bit inspired also by how things worked out for you concerning this video and this information. Bye, until the next time, I see you.